Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on where you're watching us from. I am back again. When certain things happen, you will not know why it happened. You see, in Nigeria, we have a lot of people's files. You know, when you do certain things, they will open your file. All these professors. Anyway, before I talk about that, let me give you a little hint. You see, there is a reason why I refuse to be a pastor. Yes. Pastor is not a bad work. It's not a bad calling. No. But I hail pastors. Sincerely, I hail them. It is a hard task to pastor a church. Certain members dash you money. You know, they give you all sorts of gifts. And some of the times you wonder, how can I preach against these particular people? Because they have so much blessed you. That is why I said, okay, I would rather be an evangelist. I will not have a church. I will not be a pastor. And please, if you are called to be a pastor, please continue. I'm not condemning that office, but I can't really handle it. People pestering you with gifts and several things. And that is why politicians go to church. Nobody tell them anything. Now, aside being a pastor, when you get certain favor from certain people, you will not want to talk about them. I like what Gani Fawemi did. Gani Fawemi, having realized that the sickness that has come upon him was leading to death, he planned his funeral, everything. He told his children, don't receive anything from the government for his burial. He planned everything, made provision for everything because he knew he was close. He said, don't receive anything in this preparation, don't receive anything from the government. I want nothing to do with the government. That is integrity. Because he knows if he collects, he will be liable to certain things. You wonder why a whole professor, Isiawo professor, white-haired professor, Wole Soyinka, that is so much held in high esteem by a lot of Nigerians. He's a literary icon, Nobel laureate. He won a massive Peace Prize. Peace Prize was listening for literature. You wonder why it's as if people are, abusing him now as if it's nothing. They said if the snake fails to act like the snake that is called, children will use it to tie rope. And now I saw a video and it was easy for me to realize why he was acting the way he did. Because it's like he has received favor from certain politicians and he doesn't have that temerity to speak against them. If I were him, I would just keep quiet. Meanwhile, let's watch this video and we'll be right back to talk about it.
Well, I've heard that there's a rice line between Taiwan and other places. I think that I can get a contract to sell rice between Taiwan and Africa. So I said, well, okay, go ahead and sell rice. He said, yes, but you see, they require letters of recommendation. And I said, well, so you have to write one. I said, me, I don't know anything about rice. I don't know anything about business. Nobel laureate, write and say, we're trading in rice. Give the letter to me. I will take it to the government of Taiwan and they will supply the rice. I will sell, I will use the money for the revolution. Then after I came, we all came back. My house had been more or less made inhabitable, and I took a sort of pied-à-terre, a small place in Lagos where my house was being fixed. I began living there, but I found the work was so slow, so that I stayed in Lagos for some time. So I got this bare house, which was in fact destroyed already, and the owners wanted to get rid of the house, fortunately, reasonably cheap. And so we moved in there, in this unfurnished place, and suddenly a vehicle rolled up, and what did it contain? In fact, I thought it contained rice, leftover rice from Taiwan. But it was pots and pans. I mean, what more essential thing do you require if you're moving into an unfurnished building? You need to cook. His wife, Remy, sitting there, had thought about these details and sent pots and pans and fridge or whatever to the house to enable myself and my family to survive until my house was repaired in Ogun State. And there are a few other things, but I won't tell them here. I was delighted that the younger generation wanted to use his birthday as a platform to voice their ideas.
Have you heard that? Because of that favor they gave him, yes, they did a good thing to him, and he should return the favor. But is it at the expense of Nigerians, the whole of Nigerians? No, it shouldn't be at that. Yes, Tinubu helped you. Tinubu did this for you. Tinubu gave you, gave you life. But then, does that mean if Tinubu is not competent, he should be imposed on Nigerians? I'm trying to understand. Yes, he's a benevolent man. Let's agree. Oh, he's very nice. Let's agree. But is he competent? Did he win? Okay. Dati and what did you call Nigerians who are saying their mandate was taken, that they want their mandate back? Okay, you call them miscreants or whatever. I don't know what you call them. Okay, because of Tinubu favored you somehow. Is that why you must behave like that? That is why I gave you people the message I started with. That receiving favors from certain people will make you not to tell them when they are doing the wrong thing. I think the best at most times is silence. Yes, Tinubu has helped you. Now, the issue at hand is very serious, a very sensitive one. You even called Dati for a debate. Debate on what? There are certain things, yes. Oh, okay, because Tinubu has helped me, should I do these things to favor Tinubu at the expense of all Nigerians? Nigerians voted massively for a particular candidate. And we saw the manipulations during the elections, the violence, everything. You didn't speak about it. All that was done to a particular ethnicity in Lagos, you didn't speak about it. All the irregularities with this election, I wish we could be able to say 90% was constituted by a particular candidate and his touts. You didn't speak about it because they were helping you. Now, the youth has risen up saying we must take back our mandate. You began to. It was right time for you to condemn the youths. Anyway, I like the reminder that was given to you. I will play that video and for viewers to watch. You were reminded about a particular incident in a radio station. That was, I think, 1965. That is why I also said earlier that everybody's record is somewhere in Nigeria. We have everybody's record. What was said about you, Professor, has to do with gone. And now these youths are just, oh, we want our mandate back, and look at what you've called them. Can you imagine? You brought this triple to yourself by yourself. Meanwhile, let's see that video and we will come back to analyze it.
Absolutely exciting and interesting. The first time we really had a debate on this, it was with you on air. I remember I used the word that the Obidients are not unruly. They may be fierce, but not rude. And interestingly, we're back on it. Beautifully, let me say, that if in this contestation, the entire political process, if there is any movement that has been very civil, it's the Obidient movement. And I'll tell you why. We have not deployed ethnicity or religion in our debate and contestation. those who tend to, or who are struggling effusively to brand us as unruly, are the ones who have threatened a particular ethnicity. They are the ones who do ethnic profiling. They are the ones who have divided and polarized our country. We are absolutely civil. And I tell you, when I saw that interview by my boy and mentor, and I say this with all sense of respect, I tell people that I may disagree with you on certain score, but it doesn't change what I feel about you. I listened to that interview by the great Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka, and I wept for 3 reasons, and I'm going to put it out before Nigerians. My boy and mentor left issues about ethnic profiling, the killing of people and voter suppression in Lagos, and dwelt chiefly on Dati's comment about those who are interested in swearing a man whose mandate perhaps and the declaration of his election, his victory, does not tally with the provisions of our law as a problem. I felt very deeply offended. Then the second one, instead of talking about how those who were declared winners have not stopped the ethnic profiling, he called Dati and his statements a fascist. I felt very strange about it. Then I asked, is the man dead? Because he wrote a book a long time ago, The Man Died in Him, Who Keeps Quiet in Times of Moral Crisis. I asked that question, and I'm asking that question again with all sense of humility. Let me tell you, in 2014, 2015, I was the DG Change Ambassadors of Nigeria, one of the campaign arms of President Muhammadu Buhari. In 2014, 2015, the APC, which is presently in power, said worse things than Dati has said. Indeed, my very senior colleague and the substantive Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today said that the APC was going to form a parallel government if the PDP were to be declared winners. Some others went as far as saying that it clearly not like the democracy will die should the PDP be declared winners. And I wonder why we have all forgotten all that. And clearly we have the worst electoral larceny in our country's history. Clearly we have the worst electoral fraud in our country's history. Do you know what happened on the 25th of February and what happened on the 18th of March? Beatified Iwu's 2007 elections. That was an election that Yar'Adua openly admitted that was largely flawed. But that election comes to excellence when you juxtapose it with what happened on the February 25th and March the 18th. So why won't you beat a child and you refuse us the right to cry? You have asked us to go to court and we have gone to court and you're uneasy? What do they want?
They're saying don't heat up the politics. They are saying moderate what you say. And they are saying that wait for the courts to decide, which perhaps is the reason why Professor Wole Soyinka has requested for a debate with Dati
in 2014, 2015, they didn't wait for the election before they started threatening.
Do you think that the running mates to the candidate Dati Ahmed will take on that offer from Professor Wole Soyinka?
Oh yes. The list, he will, and effectively so. The list of the Obidients can take up that debate and do profoundly. And I know Professor Wole Soyinka, I know his mind. I know he won't go for that debate because the point is, history is replete with facts and figures. Do you know, with all sense of respect, some of us see him as our mentor because he understands the fact that disobedience of an unjust law is indeed the greatest respect for the law. And in 1965 or so, with a gun, he invaded a radio station and refused the announcement of Akintola as the winner of an election. History is such a beautiful spectacle. And I think that I implore my boy and the esteemed laureate to understand.
He was a young man then.
And so oblige the young people who are saying that on the mandate given to Peter Gregory Obi by the Nigerian people, they stand. Look, look, let me say this clearly. If you notice, Steve, a few weeks ago, about 5-6 days ago, about 7-8 days ago, you suddenly noticed a resurgence of militancy and banditry across our country. It was in Bayelsa, it was in Katsina, Kaduna, Zamfara, and several places, and Kogi. Now, you wonder, was it the election that kept it down? The simple thing was that the Labour Party presented the greatest merchant of hope in our history after Abiola. The Labour Party presented the greatest merchant of hope in Africa after Mandela. So Nigerians were waiting at their different positions to see what happens if this hope can transform their lot and their lives. When those who are professionals in electoral larceny and malfeasance took the mandate, albeit it's a hot coal, they can't close their hands because we're going to take it back in the courts. When they realize it, they are becoming restive again. And I challenge the DSS on my Twitter handle to go find out truly why there's a sudden resurgence of conflict, banditry, and violence. It's simply about, the Holy Book says, a hope defers makes the heart weary. That's what's happening. Nigerians are getting frustrated and tired. Nigerians are getting angrier by the day because their hope that their lot and their lives will be better with Peter Gregory Obi is almost being thrown in the winds. But God on the throne, that God that rules the human pilgrimage, that brought our boisterous planet out of primal vapor, out of nothing, is with us, and he knows truly that this country will move forward if the man who truly won the election and got their mandate.
Well, you have had that. You have had that. Wole Soyinka left the main issues. Yes. The main issues, like I said, the ethnic profiling, this and that, the violence-made election coming from a particular candidate and his boys. He never said anything about that. Now, when the people, Nigerians who voted, are saying, give us back our mandate, it was time for him to explode. It was time for him to attack Obidients. It was time for him to call that into a debate and even call them fascists. Oh my God. And I like the reminder by this guest in this studio. He reminded him what happened 2014-2015. The APC, I think, and that was the current vice president of Nigeria, was in a television show on Channels TV saying that if PDP was declared the winner, that they will form a parallel government, and no eyebrows were raised. And even said the democracy will be truncated somehow. But today, Daddy has said something that is not even worse. He's talking. He said, moderate what you say. What has the Obidients done? They always want to like paint the Obidients in bad lights. The Obidients are unruly. They are not unruly, like it's been said. If you want to talk about the unruly people, check the other side. They said the matter is in the courts. They should moderate what they say. Did APC wait for hot ruling to say what they said in 2014-2015? He wants to debate Daddy. I like what this Gates said. He said, Daddy might be willing, but based on what I had, it's like Daddy is not willing. But any obedience, outspoken obedient, can take you in that debate. And I like the reminder too. He was reminded of how in 1965 he went with a gun to the radio station to stop a planned announcement of Akintola as a particular winner of an election. This same man who is calling people unruly fascists, can you imagine? Yes, quite true. He is somebody that they said he clamors for freedom, but he's biased on this one. I like Nigeria, and I like the internet. Though those times we don't have internet, but there are records. Once you act, they'll bring your records for you. I'm aware he will keep calm because he's not in the right position to speak on matters like this. Yes. Oh, most of these professors have failed us, really, sincerely. The professors have failed. This is the third professor, the INEC chairman, the other one that is a governor. This is the third one. Sometimes I wonder what's in this professor of a thing, because I thought it is a benefit. Being a professor will benefit the people around you. But most of these professors are about their pocket, and you know, a lot of them are selfish about what they will get. Look at what this one said. Nigerians are ready. Nigerians who voted, Nigerians who are aware of who won this election are ready for you. And another key note on this presentation was the resurgence of militancy. According to the guest, it said LP presented greatest merchant of hope, just like Abiola did. Yes, next to Abiola, one of the greatest in Africa. He said most of them believed things will get better based on the package LP has for Nigeria. But look at, who knows why suddenly this insurgency resurfaced again. Nigerians are not happy. Nigerians know who won this election. Nigerians know who they voted for. And he rounded up by saying, God is with the Obidients, that they are sure of victory in the courts. I hope the court will work this time. The court will truly do what is right and save the country. Viewers, what do you think? Add your comment on the comment section. I am Azuka OJ. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more updates. Bye-bye for now.